Hello, welcome to the stream. How do you like the new background? I'm your host. Tonight we're going to talk about AI. I've got a robot here that codes. How could that go wrong? Why don't you post your favorite dystopian film where AI takes over in the chat? Because I am kind of curious if anybody out there has got something they want to contribute. I heard Colossus is pretty good. What's up? You like robots? I like robots. I want robots to like me. Anyway, we're going to stream for a little bit tonight. Sounds like we might need a little help getting the boys in bed. I got this thing called the Meta Prompting Refinement Framework. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. MRF. You can just download this standalone file. It's one file. And then you can just upload it when you want to enhance your prompts. And you can take a really basic prompt and it'll run it through these steps. And man, it really works. Really works. It can take really simple stuff and expand it out. It gives you it encourages the LM to create a role for itself for the prompt. And then create an objective for the response, a process, and then a format and constraints, uncertainty, validation. Dude, it's based on research. But yeah, you can just go on the repo and search for the Meta Prompt Refinement Framework. There'll be a standalone Meta Prompt standalone. I'm setting up collaboration features so we can do this together. That's going to be cool. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Yeah, basically whenever I'm working on a safety thing here, these are some safety stuff. And then I just say, hey, why don't you run our meta prompt on the safety stuff, and it'll make it way better. And then I don't have to think that much. And I can improve on it. I mean, not just can I improve on it later, I can improve on the meta prompt process. Doing a refactoring of the orchestrator. That's pretty involved. Oh, I realize y'all can't read this tiny text unless you got great eyes. I'm trying to fix that for you. Not missing too much. This is just cleaning up the orchestrator. Orchestrator is a very important part of agents. A lot of this stuff got cut short because I was out of tokens. Trying to finish my tokens up. Always token budgeting, as you should be, or you will quickly run out. Okay, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's what SWOT is. Risk assessment. Sometimes I feel like I'm going too fast. When things go wrong, at least. I can basically want to turn off files almost all the time. So I wrote all this already. I wrote all of it. Oh, here's some new safety stuff. We're implementing a layer we're calling conscience. The conscience layer. We'll see. It's supposed to have concern, judgment, and even wisdom. We will see. Unified safety abstraction system. Make sure you turn these files off here. I made a big mistake doing that the other day. I said it on the stream. I said, make sure you don't do this, and then I did it like immediately after that. So you can see here I switched the blue one. That is planning mode. Another good thing to make sure you do if you want to do it. Don't forget to switch to planning mode. It's nice, gives you a little pause in between each product. You do something and then you plan on the next one. This one's doing really good. Gonna have to switch this one on over now. Okay, so for those who haven't been following along, Jenny is the generative UI. It's going to make the user interface in the real time. I was having such a hard time making user interfaces, and then I realized, why don't we just solve this problem? Because I figure a lot of you guys making software out there are probably going to have your own trouble making user interfaces, so we'll see if Jenny can't help you with that. Flibberty gibberty. All right. Okay, so we're doing a WebAssembly. It's pretty cool. Basically, I'm trying to... No, most of my connection's bad. Basically, I'm trying to make it to where you can just sit down with one computer, hand off everything to another computer. It's kind of like Mac lets you do stuff like that. But I'm hoping that what that does is that it accelerates your ability to leverage some of these local computing solutions. Basically just empowering you to use your desktop computer from your phone. Imagine a lot of desktop Windows computers from many iPhones. That's kind of how I'm imagining it, but it's going to be operating system agnostic. I like to do everything agnostically, so I don't depend on any of these big companies. Okay. Alright, so we've got a lot of math in here. I'll show you how that works later. It's going to show you in just a minute, actually. Okay, so I just clicked right through that one a second ago. That was the document that's going to be Jenny's next action plan, so I just let that one run. Contextual. Okay, we got some more new files coming in. See where it says tool interrupted? That's because we ran out of tokens. I don't have it to where it automatically hooks up to my wallet. I don't know if you should either. It could get expensive. But I'm thinking about going to a pay-per system where I'm just paying per thing instead of buying membership. I don't really like the memberships. I feel like they're crappy because you get stuck behind your tokens and you got to use your tokens up. Let me see. So anyway, that's how you do it. You just kind of pop around. Just kind of pop around. It's a vibe code, man. It's a vibe, yo. So this is all of the new stuff that Proto's going to have. So we're going to see that again. 1 second, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's this file right here. Proto's my coding agent. Booping. Let's see, enchanting. That one sounds enchanting. Okay, what do we got here? This takes more time. Yeah, so each one of these is just like a strategy I have in my mind that I want to implement into the software, and I just kind of flick in between them and push them all a little forward at a time. Let's see what this one did. I'm interested in this one. So you build these things, and they're complicated, and none of them work because they're vibe coded. And then you're like, hey, I got all of this amazing code, but how does it work? Well, that's where the software comes in. Software like Proto, software like the Trough. I've got several pieces of software that we're putting out for helping you clean up some really sloppy AI code. It's close, guys. That's what I tell myself. That's how I sleep at night, at least. So yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. It's like a handoff tool. We'll see. I've just got a couple nice computers here. I was setting up servers, and I'm like, well, maybe I want to do something cooler than that. Started talking to ChatGPT about it, what's out there. Cool, yo. Sometimes it doesn't want to close them. You gotta hit close saved. I don't know if it's still working on it in the chat. I'm just gonna pull it right back up. I don't know. But I get a lot of these. Yeah, so it's going to be like, if you could imagine everybody's using an Oculus Rift. And then in the room, there's like a shared workspace, and then we're able to tap into that through just WebAssembly. Well, we'll see. No promises just yet on that one. But we're getting places. I mean, we're getting stuff done on it. I mean, me and a bunch of coding agents. And the stream, thanks again for tuning in. You guys help a lot. Just talking about the problem and then telling my friends to go watch the stream, and then that really is helping. But hey, you can always help more by just mentioning something in the comments if you have questions. So there you go. Rust. Yes, we did it. We're cool coders now. All right, accept this plan. I'll zoom in just a hair so I can read this a little easier. Who invented the dongle? What a strange word. I was thinking about that today. Dongle. I mean, it kind of is like a dongle, you know, but what is a weird word? So we're going to add the audit trail and the safety guardrails. Just wiring them in. We're not adding them. Sorry. Send it, kid. This isn't really where you figure out if it worked or not. I mean, you can babysit some of this stuff a little bit closely, but it's really the final integration phase. Of course, we're hopefully not finding out when the AI goes rogue, but yes, see. All right, y'all got that? Going good. How you doing, Jenny? Rust. We did it. We're cool now. Rust is cool. Real awesome compilation. Awesome. One of my favorite teachers of all time is Miss Wassam. Portal evolution. Distributed architecture. Okie dokie, let's just knock them in there. Say Opus Here's what I've been doing lately. Opus 4.5 directed swarm of haiku 4.5 concurrent, elegant, extensible. Nimble. Plus there's one word I'm missing here. Verified. Moonshot. Just believe in yourself. This is part of being in the kid syndicate. You know, you gotta send it. All right, here we go. Off we go. The moonshot. Where we'll end. Like hopefully the moon. Let's see here. We're looking at some math stuff. Y'all do math. Module by module analysis. No, that's not it. Let's see. There are no math modules. Correct? Feels like it's just accessing a little bit of what I'm working on. So this is part of my red teaming attack strategy. Sign up to be on the red team. Red teaming is where you actively attack your software to see if it'll break. Haven't done a lot of it yet, just now getting to it. It's not sandbox based, it's not really trying to throw weird data at it or anything yet. Oh, it's already downloaded, ready to play. Look. We've got a new game, people. But the problem is I can't play the game right now because I don't have the steering wheel hooked up. So I guess I'll be right back in a little bit. So some of the things we're doing is we're setting up things. This easy liftoff we've been talking about. And the way that works is, you know, I'm trying to meet you wherever you're at with whatever you're working on. So what that looks like. Why is this acting so stupid? Just wherever we can come up with stuff that actually helps. I don't know why. So when I'm done with something, I'll be back to that later if I want to. They're all saved. You can't just keep a million tabs open. I know it seems like keep a million tabs open. Oh no. No, there's many more tabs that I'm not got to open up here. And sometimes I think about them. And I miss them. And I go find them. Why you do that? Can I reset this? No. Can I hit this button? Something's going on with my software. You see it kind of glitching. If you guys know what's going on with it, let me know. CIA hack. What about Zen mode? Oh yes, I like Zen mode. Do full screen. Into Zen mode. What the heck is going on? Well, that looks better, but look, see, it slid off of this. That's what's happening. It's not my fault. I told you it wasn't my fault. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you get faster. You gotta get to where you know what you're looking for. Sometimes you totally mess up still. Some of this stuff's totally over my head, and I have to kind of go in and look it all up, you know. Save that for later. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Sometimes you get hit with the old componentry. You never know. Yep, and that's pretty much it. You get the idea. Alright, well, I'm gonna get off here. Go check on my dear friends. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in. I definitely think we're getting somewhere. We're clodding. This is what Claude code looks like. Not necessarily beautiful, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. A little fractal to your life. So anyway, I'm going to let this run for like a few more minutes while I'm attending to some errands. I'll come back and check on it. I'll probably click through 20 more minutes of this and get some of these things to a stopping point. And we'll play a game. What do you say? You like playing games? Join me for my new driving game. I love this stuff. Documentation. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta read a lot to do this, I'll tell you. I'm scanning all this, scanning all this. You know, it seems totally harmless when you're just approving of these things, but it's powerful. You got to remember how powerful this is. I mean, you couldn't code this way. You couldn't code this fast. This is writing tens of thousands of lines of code every night. How am I supposed to possibly manage all of that? Well, that should be the intimidating question you're asking yourself. For me, I'm really good at having these ideas that I want to build and being able to kind of remember lots and lots of these details at one time so I can easily flip through in my mind a lot of different subject matter. But yeah, it's not always easy. Some nights I can't even do it because I'm so tired and I've got so many different moving parts. Start with something small, you know? Start with something that doesn't require using 100% of your brain. And that'll help. I mean, sometimes just pushing all of this code to GitHub is like nonsense, you know? I'm having dozens of branches. They're going to do atomic commits if you want to contribute. But then you have a million branches and you're squashing code, and I mean, dude, there's a lot of problems with AI written code. I mean, this is fun. Well, this is cool. But I get a lot of errors. And so that's kind of the problem we're trying to solve with this type of software. This type of wrapper, maybe you could call it. Yeah, so we will see once it's live and you're testing it out if it helps you write better software. There's a lot to be said for testing and verification. If anybody could figure out the verification component of AI, dude, we'd be there. AI is awesome right now. It's just sometimes very wrong. And that can be super duper dangerous. So, anyway. That's what you do. Code surfing. And like I said, it's easier for me because my brain is just sort of wired up for a million different things at once. It's probably not good for me. I've probably been switching too much. But you know what? Hey, might be good at this job. Yep, that's how it works. And then you go, alright, well, how many tokens have I used? And you come over to your Claude, and you hit your Claude, and you go into your thing, and you go in your settings. And you hit your usage panel. And you scroll down a little bit. Poor Claude, man, they struggle sometimes keeping up with the demand, I think. Well, as you can see, this is where you will find your usage. And I think we're doing pretty good. We're probably getting close to 50%, which is where I like to be on Wednesday night. Try to shoot for 50%. Oof. 40%. That's not terrible. Wouldn't mind punching that on up. Oh no, here's my weekly limit. 47%. And I'm only at 40% of my session limit. So that means I got 3 more hours. I bet I can bump that on up to 50. That's perfect. 47%. That's like another 20 minutes of work at normal pace. So maybe less. I'll knock that out, even if I got to 50%. Even if I didn't, but if I get to 50% on Wednesday night, That usually keeps my whole week on target. That's kind of the whole deal of token budgeting. But if you're, if you're buying by the project, well, that's pretty cool. But you still want to make a weekly budget. You still want to execute on your weekly budget. You still want to find your pace where you're not going too fast or too slow or XYZ. So, yeah, token budgeting. It's a big part of growing up. That's what I say. Yeah, do some stuff. Click around. You like clicking buttons? That's what you do. Click as many as you can. And you too can be a kid syndicate. Yeah, so I'll cruise this on into 50% of my tokens. And then I'll get back on the stream. I'll do a little bit more. But yeah, a lot of times we run this for writing stuff. If I need to spec out something, I'll switch over to ChatGPT and I'll have a conversation about the plan. It's pretty good conversationally for planning and stuff. And then if I'm having technical difficulties, which I am often and haven't really worked out the solution for, I'm going to go into Codex and Gemini for that. And I just put Codex in here. So I'm this next. And I have a lot of code to clean up, as you can imagine. So here's the math, and it's a lot of math. Dude, and so, yeah, you can write a bunch of complex math, but how the heck are you going to know what any of it means unless you learn how to do complex math? And that's quite a bit more complex. Fortunately, I'm pretty good at math. I created this semantic calculus project. But yeah, I've got to still learn a lot, like physics. I don't know a lot about Thompson sampling, but I know it's very important what I'm doing with machine learning. So anyway, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg and all this sort of math components of it. If you like math, yippee! Because it's a lot. It's a lot for one mather to math. A lot of math for one mather. 80 math modules. So the math helps the code. It makes more sense out of the data. So instead of having to have more data, it can just be more semantically organized. Oh shit! I gotta go to the steer. Near. I get to play my game or not. 47%. You can see, we just did a whole lot of Opus 4.5s, and we are just barely ticking along here, which is fun. You want to have a lot of tokens, but it's still kind of a nightmare. I think I will move to paying by the project. But it saves you a little tiny bit of, if you buy a lot and trying to plan. Oh well. I like my flexibility, my time more than that. But yeah, that's how it works. Blah de blah. Read a lot of code. Not all of it makes sense. Don't give up. Ask questions. You know? You're not going to learn how to do it until you do it. So don't build anything dangerous if you're brand new. Just kind of start slow. And build from there. Build. You know, if you can't understand anything that's going on right now, that's okay. That's okay. You gotta start somewhere. You know? Yep. That's pretty much it. So again, this is all VS Code. This is a Claude Code plugin. Here is our repo. We're writing a lot of docs. Got a little more organized finally. Working on that. We are building a lot of docs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 top level apps. We're gonna try to maybe push those all back down into the apps folder. I'm not sure. We got more apps than that. We got a lot going on. So we're just kind of pushing forward. And it's, okay. A lot of people will be like, we're shitty code, but hey, guess what? There's a lot of shitty code out there. And if you've worked in a corporate environment, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of code that's just held together with chewing gum, right? But if it works, it works. I think there's a lot of safety issues that exist out there. That's kind of problematic with AI. That's part of the reason we're getting involved. I am glad this is all linking all this stuff up for me. Integrating is a big part of the final push. Keeping things simple. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna make it easy. Easy peasy. But it's gonna take a while before we get all this done. I mean, I don't know if I could say. That's the weird part. It's like it feels like it's right around the corner. And then sometimes it feels like a psyop to distract me and use as much of my time as possible. So there you go. It does feel like some parts of this are just unending. I think that's normal. And I think that's why you want to start with something that you can bite off. Because building your own MPC servers and deployment on Kubernetes, it's not necessarily for you. You may not need that. You may not need to be trying to build for 100,000 users in the next 6 weeks. I probably don't need to be doing that. But I'm learning. Just do what feels right. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not going to tell you what you do, but yeah, let's get out there. If you need some help, download the repository and just fuck around with it. We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Blake. Yeah. Connecting in some security to the AI. Putting some guardrails on this thing. Let's goad ourselves into a job. What do you say? Let's do something smart with AI. Let's make AI count for us. Let's make the money for us. What do you think? Make AI not suck. Make AI cool again. Make Terminator not happen. You know what I'm saying? Coolio. Yep, and that's how it works. Don't stress so much. Just send it, kid. Get out there and make some stuff. And it's not going to be perfect. But it's gonna be something. La da 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 da. Goodly. Yeah. So. Complex math. I was talking to somebody about gradient descent math. It's the simulation of things going downhill, like fluid dynamics. You can use that to load your servers in your server room. So pretty cool. But now I'm able to distribute my gradient descent mathematics across my hardware in real time. Just getting started. But hopefully that'll be able to make some better decisions about compute clusters when we're all having to manage compute clusters in real time. In this future where we control AI and AI doesn't control us. Join me there. Again, my name's Blake. Thanks for your time. We'll spend these tokens and who knows, maybe we'll play a video game in a little while. Maybe not. Take it easy. Take it easy and send it. Send it, kid. Production ready. 38 out of 38 passing. Sounds like it to me. So a lot of times you hit it with some adversarial red teaming at this point in time. If you will, and I will. So anyway, take it easy. Take care. Hold your loved ones close this winter, this holiday season. We've got a crazy year coming in for us in this coming season, this year, 2026. This is going to be our year. We are going to crack this thing wide open. Just, yeah. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And hopefully we'll have a little bit of help from our friends. Noob friendly. The noob friendly root structure that, hey, that's for you. You're the noob. It's okay. It's not a problem. Nothing's wrong with you. Just start somewhere. Only essential files noob needs. What's noob? The root directory has 10 files. That's not true. What is he talking about? Like 1 million files in this root directory. Don't worry, we'll figure that out. Yeah. Pretty cool. Getting it working. Here's this organization structure here. What you see, you start here. The main entry point. AI assistant that guides you through the process. Yeah, here's your dependencies. Licensing. Code of conduct. How to contribute. How to set up your testing. It's all right here. This is how the pros do it. I just don't know how to do it myself, but it's working okay. I don't know if you can read all this. Core library, all documentation. There's the docs right there in the docs folder. Example scripts and the demos. Test suite. We got a lot of tests. Don't know if they're even worth a damn. It says utility scripts. Infrastructure. That's Docker. data in config. Then we've got AR system, code quality detector, code quality fixer, writing quality for business writing, food and farming app coming soon. This is a Claude Skills integration. This is MCP integration. This is for people who use Claude. This is a VS Code extension for agents that have persistent memory. It's all coming, baby. Just be patient. We're going to have our own dashboards. We're going to have our own UI systems for integrating with this stuff. Yeah, we're going to have a place for experiments. Just get involved. It's noob friendly. There's no excuse. So, ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions, and don't be scared to send it. That was the point of this one. Send it. Now, do I think we should just go off a cliff at 100 miles an hour? Well, you're going to see that in a little bit when I play my video game, aren't you? Yeah, lots of cool and interesting stuff. Maybe we could break down the code individually. Look, we used 1% of our weekly tokens just now. So, yeah, you just kind of pick away at it. Maybe if you start small. Probably only using 1 tab at a time, 2 tabs, you won't use that much. Start with the basic plan. Once you start hitting your token limits, then upgrade the plan. And you too can waste as much tokens as I waste someday. And then, hopefully, we're going to build local systems that don't use nearly as much tokens. And you can be a part of that too. There you go. Hope you enjoy. And yeah, we'll start debugging it later. I'll show you how to do that too. All right.